Your lawn is not dying from neglect, it's dying from care. And the man mowing it every Saturday is the one killing it. Here's the part nobody tells you. By the time you see the brown patches, the thin spots, the weeds moving in along the driveway, the damage is already 8 to 10 weeks old. It started underground in June, while the grass on top still looked fine. That's why every fix you try in August feels like it does nothing. You're treating a symptom that's 2 months behind the problem. And if you're up north where the season runs late, or down south where it never really stops, doesn't matter. Your calendar shifts. The mechanism is identical. So here's what I want you to sit with. 2 houses on the same street, same soil, same sun, same water bill. One lawn is thick and dark and even. The other is patchy and pale and full of clover. And here's the part that makes no sense. The man with the ugly lawn works harder on it. He mows more. He waters more. He spends more. 5 mistakes. That's what separates those 2 yards. 5 things almost every man over 55 does, because that's how his father did it. And every single one of them makes the lawn weaker. You cut it too short. I know how that sounds. Short looks clean. Short means you don't have to mow again for a week. That's exactly why it's a trap. Grass grows in a mirror. Whatever height the blade is above the soil, the roots go roughly that deep below it. Cut to 2 inches, you get 2 inches of root. 2 inches of root can't reach water when July hits. It can't shade the soil either. And bare, hot soil is exactly what crabgrass seed needs to wake up. So the shortcut doesn't just weaken your grass. It plants your weeds for you. Raise your deck to the top 2 settings, 3.5 to 4 inches. And never take off more than 1/3 of the blade in a single pass. If the grass is 6 inches tall, you cut to 4, not to 2. Longer grass looks shaggy for about 10 days. Then it thickens and stays green through heat that flattens your neighbor's yard. Second, you water a little bit every day. This one feels responsible. Sprinkler on for 15 minutes each morning. Grass stays damp. Job done. But shallow water never reaches past the top inch of soil, so the roots have no reason to go looking. They stay right at the surface, sitting in warm moisture, which is the exact condition fungus needs. You're not hydrating your lawn. You're training it to be helpless and giving disease a place to live. 1 inch of water once or twice a week. Deep and rare, not light and constant. Here's how you measure it without buying anything. Put an empty tuna can on the lawn while the sprinkler runs. When the can is full, you've delivered an inch. Most sprinklers take between 20 and 40 minutes, and water early, before 9 in the morning, so the blades dry before dark. If you remember one thing from this entire video, make it this. Your lawn is not a plant you look at. It's a plant you feed underground. Every single mistake on this list is the same mistake wearing a different hat, treating the top, ignoring the bottom. Keep that in your head, because mistake number 4 is the one almost nobody catches, and it's the reason some lawns never recover no matter what gets poured on them. Third, your mower blade is dull. Most men sharpen it when the mower struggles. By then, it's been tearing for 2 seasons. A sharp blade slices the grass clean. A dull blade rips it, leaves a shredded, frayed end that loses moisture fast and gives disease an open wound to enter. That's what a whitish, hazy cast over the lawn 2 days after mowing actually is. It's not sun, it's thousands of drying scars. Sharpen every 20 to 25 hours of mowing, for most yards, twice a season. And run this test. Mow, wait 3 days, then kneel down and look at the tips. Clean and flat, you're fine. Ragged and brown, your blade did that. Fourth, you feed at the wrong time of year. Spring feels like the moment. Everything's waking up. The bag says spring, so you spread it. But heavy nitrogen in spring forces fast, soft top growth while the roots are still shallow. And then summer arrives, and that soft growth has no root system to hold it. You spent money making your lawn more fragile. Grass builds its roots in fall when the air cools and the soil stays warm. That's the window. Feed around early September, then again about 6 weeks later before the ground freezes. That second feeding does more for next year's lawn than everything you'll do next spring combined. Fifth, you've never dealt with compacted soil. 15, 20 years of mowing, foot traffic, and rain pack the soil into something close to brick. Water hits it and runs off instead of soaking in. Air can't reach the roots. Fertilizer sits on top and washes away. You can do everything else on this list perfectly and get nothing because nothing is reaching down. Core aeration in early fall, the kind that pulls plugs out, not the spikes that just push soil sideways. Leave the plugs where they fall, then overseed within 48 hours while the holes are open. That combination is the single biggest change most old lawns will ever see. Go outside after this and do 3 things. First, push a screwdriver into the lawn. If it doesn't sink 6 inches with hand pressure, your soil is compacted. Second, pull up a small plug of grass and look at the roots. Under 2 inches means you're cutting too short and watering too shallow. Third, look at the blade tips from 3 days ago. Now, if you're standing in a yard that's half weeds and half bare dirt, thinking this is all too late, it isn't. A lawn is not a tree. You are never more than 1 fall away from a completely different yard. Aerate, overseed, feed in September. Do nothing else. By next June, you won't recognize it. 1 more, past the 5 I promised. Stop bagging your clippings. Short clippings break down in about 2 weeks and return roughly a quarter of your lawn's yearly nitrogen. Free. Men have been hauling their own fertilizer to the curb for 50 years. So why does the harder working man have the worse lawn? Because every hour he spends is spent on the 3 inches he can see. The lawn doesn't live there. It lives 8 inches down in the dark, and it only asks for 2 things: depth and time. Mow high, water deep, sharp blade, feed in fall, open the soil, and let the clippings lie. Do that for 1 season, and the neighbor with the good lawn will ask what you changed. If this made sense to you, hit like. It genuinely helps this reach other guys with the same yard. Subscribe if you want the fall overseeding video. And tell me in the comments which one you're fighting: crabgrass, bare patches under a shade tree, dead spots from the dog, or moss taking over. I'm reading them and picking the next video from what shows up most.